Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, if you guys are watching, we're going to be talking about our solo strategy with Godseeker and Neri versus Amius on hard difficulty for this Zentranos rotation. So it's not a new idea from me. I got this idea from another content creator, Bronco Raids. Very good content creator doing a lot of stuff on a test server. If you guys are interested, definitely check him out. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. So thank you, Bronco, for this idea. So in this video, I want to show you guys basically the minimum stats you need to pull off this strategy. I've been working with a couple of different build configurations for Godseeker and Neri in this matchup, and I think I found basically the bare minimum stat requirements that you need for this champion to perform this strategy. So you can see how she is basically this is full auto, by the way. Which is the best thing about this fight with this particular champion that really drew me to it. So it's full auto. Obviously, there's no presets because there's no team presets allowed for Central City right now. But you can see she's slowly chipping away at the boss here. We'll go over the builds and everything afterwards. But it's just full auto. You let it go. And yeah, her skill kit is perfect for this matchup because when she dies, she self-revives herself with the passive, which is very, very nice. There's obviously going to be a lot of other champions and that have kits that allow them to survive and be able to do this in similar fashion, although they have slightly different nuances with each of them. I love that Godseeker here in this particular build can do it full auto without any kind of manual intervention on my end, and I'll show you all the variations of me completing this fight, and I'll show you guys the builds with the lowest gear requirements necessary for this fight. So I'm gonna let this run go through, let you guys see exactly what happens in its entirety, and we'll go over everything at the end. So be right back. All right, guys, so we're coming up near the end here. So this is where the good RNG is needed, because if you kill Amius when he has this Eclipse buff active, then he revives himself. So that's a little bit RNG dependent. Obviously, you can't control what happens here because it doesn't matter if you manual it or not. But you just gotta hope that you get some good RNG and you kill him when he doesn't have that Eclipse buff on. So you can see right here, just got there. So we did it. It took 21 minutes, 759 turns. If Amius revived himself, it would take another 300 turns roughly. So he can basically revive himself twice until this run like fails, and then you have to start again. But the best thing about this is that you can just kind of set it, walk away, make dinner, do whatever, and then come back and you're done. So that's the best thing about it. You don't have to babysit it. You don't have to do anything like that. I'm going to jump over and show you guys another basically completion of this with a different build. But let's go over this build first. I'll show you guys what I did with this build in particular. So here you can see the stats here. I think I expanded here. I expanded. I don't have any bonuses in Central City, so there's no funny business here. So 52k HP, 5.4k defense, 256 speed, and the rest of the stats don't really matter. So in terms of blessings, I have a 2-star blessing here. The importance of this is that Amius actually offers some damage reduction for different levels of blessing. So if you have a 1 or 2-star blessing, you have a 2.5% damage reduction. If you have 3 to 6-star blessing, you have a 5% damage reduction. So my advice is, if you have 1-star Neri, that's great. Then you have plus 4,500 HP, and then you have 2.5% damage reduction. Otherwise, I would look for the 3-star, which it gives you extra defense, which makes hitting the stats a little bit easier, of course. But yeah, so that's going to be the stats that got this job done. Yeah, no funny business there. Fully booked. So the only thing that really needs to be fully booked on Godseeker is actually her passive ability, which keeps her alive, right? Her passive ability brings her back to life when she gets hit by the big Amius slam. So that's the important part here. You need to have at least the passive booked. The rest of the books don't really matter. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. So you can definitely do it with less books. And you just need the passive booked. So like I said, for blessings, 1-star blessing would be ideal, or 3-star blessing. Obviously 6-star blessing would give you the most benefits because you have the most stats, but you don't need it in terms of damage reduction. If you have a 1-star blessing, I have Miracle Heal. I didn't change her up. I would go with Phantom Touch for some extra damage. Phantom Touch is basically like a mini War Master proc, which is basically what you're using to deal damage to the boss. So I would go for Phantom Touch, and you see here I did go for War Master, and that's the only damage you're really doing to the boss. In terms of the other masteries here, I went with I believe that's it. So let's hop over to another completion with the Godseeker strat here. So I have another run here going on. Near the end here, we don't really have to speed it up. Yes, we can do that. All right, so we're going to speed it up here just a little bit. And then similar fashion here, we got to hope that we don't land in the Eclipse buff and then kill off Amius here. Almost done. Same kind of thing, full auto. Move my head, show you guys it's actually full auto. Yes, it is. It's full auto. And the Eclipse buff wears off. So there's nothing that might interest you guys is that the Amius interaction, he really only uses his A1 when he's in the heal stage against your Godseeker Neri. As long as you stay within the HP thresholds that I'm going to provide you guys with. So if you guys paid attention in the earlier one, it was about 58,000 HP and then 5.4k defense. I found that basically one of the big things is you don't want Amius healing too much because you're healing too much. What I mean by that, look at this. So what I mean by that is basically if you have a Godseeker that has too much HP and you're healing, obviously with the regen set, you're going to be healing based on your HP. If you're healing a lot, if you're getting a lot of health back, if you're at full health, then Amius will be using his healing ability, and that will make the fight last much longer. It might even cause the fight to not even complete. So you definitely don't want Amius to be healing himself. So here's the stats on this one. 58k HP, 5.3k defense, 250 speed. So the other thing is the minimum stats here. I kept working down the stats here to see how low can it actually go, because I understand that some of these stats are going to be hard for people to hit. So I was just thinking how low can it actually go. Here's the Masteries again. I went with improved parry, so that when the boss crits, it's going to deal less damage against you. You could take, I believe the blast proof one might work. I'm not sure if Amius's abilities are considered AoE. I'm not 100% on that, but we know that what a crit is. So this one would provide some crit protection there. And obviously the shadow heal gives you some heals when Amius does heal. He will heal passively from your passive heals from the regen set. Again, total stats here. You could fit Uriniri with some revenge accessories. So revenge accessories would give you some extra War Master procs, for example. I'll show you guys the final run here with the lowest configuration that I found. All right, so here is the last fight. I mean, I guess I'm just showing you guys the videos just to show that it's actually proof that it's actually been done. So full auto here on the bottom left, just to show that it's actually a proof and not just screenshots of some stats saying that it can be done, but this has been done, obviously. So these are about 20 minutes full auto. Like I said, if I had Phantom Touch on them, they might be significantly faster. So you can try that. I wasn't using the Godseekers for anything, but they were built already since they were part of my Sand Devil team way back in the day. So I did have to spend some gems just to convert the Masteries, for example, to War Master, which are different than the Sand Devil Masteries, of course. But, you know, for a nice click auto and walk away solution for this boss, very, very good, guys. Very, very good. Hopefully you guys can do it. I mean, it's an epic, you know, it's a void epic. I know she's pretty sought after. But if you got it, if you got the gear, maybe put some stats in this Central City that can help you out. And then you can get this guy done. See here, Eclipse buff. And I was pretty lucky. I didn't kill him once on his Eclipse buff, but I think he spends more time outside of the Eclipse buff than he does in it. So I did it here, 20 turns, about 730 turns, 20 minutes, about 730 turns. I'll show you guys the stats on this guy. This one's the lowest one that I found that worked. So let me see. Total stats here. 51k and 5k defense with 256 speed. So the key thing here for speed is that you're looking for 250 plus. I've tried 246 up to 249 and it doesn't work. I think the reason why is because Amius is 250, and the way that your passive revive lines up with him using his big single target double hit slam on you, the way it lines up is that you have to be at least on par in terms of speed with Amius. Amius doesn't place like decreased speed or anything like that. So you're looking at 251. I believe at 250, if you guys are the same speed, he goes first. So you're looking at 251 plus. And the HP and defense spread that I found that works, that is like the bare minimum that works, is probably about 50k HP and 5k defense. I've tried 50k HP with 4.8k defense and it didn't complete. It actually failed many times. 4.7k defense failed. I've tried 48k HP with 5k defense and it's failed. So that little extra bit of basically damage soaking from your HP pool really makes a big difference here. So you don't want your HP pool to be so massive that your regen passive heals are huge. When that happens, then Amius will be healing himself up as well, which basically you know, removes many minutes of progress that you've made with your War Master procs. So that's something to keep in mind. Like I said, keep it 50k, 50k, 250 speed. That's going to be my advice here. And I think those are the lowest stats you can use to reasonably beat Amius without any fails. So yeah, no bonuses from the Cintranos Cursed Cities. So no funny business, no hidden stats or anything like that. Fully booked here, but you don't need it to be fully booked. You only need the passive to be booked down. Okay, guys? So, like I said, book from 7 down to 4. That's all you need. Everything else doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I mean, the A1 will heal you a little bit more. The A2 will heal you a little bit more. But if you have enough stats, then you don't really need those books there. All right, but that's the important one. You want the cooldown on the passive. Phantom Touch, I said on the blessing would probably be ideal. Speed it up a little bit, get 15% chance of extra damage. And then we have here, we got the War Master down here, which is the most important one for the damage. Then Shadow Heal, improve parry for 8% reduced damage on crits, just to protect you a little bit. A Life Drinker, a little bit extra healing, but not really necessary. You see here that I only have a regen set. I don't have an immortal set. So immortal set is not really necessary because immortal gives you additional healing, which you might not actually want. That's why initially I left Life Drinker off because it wasn't really necessary to keep me alive. So you can try with Life Drinker, without Life Drinker, but I'm just showing you guys the gear pieces here and what it takes to build a champion like this. So some good gear. So it's not going to be easily obtainable, but it is hard. Central City here. So you see this banner. I was swapping the banner out just for something a little bit weaker, so I can show you guys some lower gear requirements. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Hopefully it added a little bit more info to this build and this solution for this boss. Hopefully I showed you guys some more attainable stats, or at least the bare minimum attainable stats for this Amius encounter. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if this was helpful for you guys. Hopefully it allowed you guys to beat the boss. It is a little bit annoying if you guys don't have a solo solution. But anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.